Hold up. All right, I think we should be good now. Finally. Yo, what's up, everyone? Dude, I don't know where to start. I don't know where to start because Jalen Williams. That's the biggest game of your one of the biggest games of your career, and bro, he has now played three horrible games in a row. We can look at his game log right now. We can look at Jalen Williams' game log for the series. We're now in the last three games, like completely has not showed up. And he got away with it, right? Lost two games because went 2 of 13, 5 of 14, and completely got away with it because the Thunder obviously pulled away in the fourth quarter after being down the entire game. But dude, the issue with Jdub right now is like there's so many stuff, right? Game 7 Jdub. Like I just don't have any confidence right now. Like the Thunder, I mean the Nuggets are basically forcing the ball into his hands, forcing him to make decisions, right? And he's just doing nothing. He's playing so rushed. I mean, seriously, Shea is drawing so much attention. Shea is drawing so much attention on the defense, man. Like they're putting two on the ball in Shea in transition. They're playing a box and one. They're playing a box and one. Um, they're zoning up. They're gapping everything. And Jalen Williams is getting the ball where after Shea creates something for the team, after the defense is putting all his attention on him. So Jdub just has to. Jdub's playing against a defense that's not set. Jdub's playing against a defense that, um, again, is prepared to stop Shea. And you go 3 of 16, man. That I've defended Jdub a lot. I understand the Jdub criticisms, right? And I've also been myself critical of Jdub, but like I did not see it getting to this extent to the point where he has 3 games in a row where he's basically shooting them out the game. And it's like everything. It's not even just the half court stuff. He's not being able to shoot this series. Um we can check it right now. Like he's truly only played one truly great game. Um 6 games, he's shooting 33% from the field. 33% from the field is insane over a 6 game sample. And I'm not saying the Nuggets are playing poor defense, but they're absolutely not a top tier defense. He is not playing these huge wings. This defense that's built for him, right? He's playing against a slanted zone. He's playing against a zone or a team that is preparing to put all the pressure on Shea. Jalen, bro, like I think last year against Dallas, the role that Jalen had was truly tough on him, and I could understand some of the struggles. I can understand some of it because he's playing against PJ or Derrick Jones, whoever switched not on to switch on to Shea. He's playing against athletic rim protectors. He's playing against a very good defense, and he's also playing a lot of isolation ball. Right? Dallas was not as aggressive on Shea. Right? Dallas was more playing Shea more 1-on-1, letting him just play just like one up. Right? So Jada was again playing mainly isolation ball. I can understand him struggling a bit because he's a young player. That's not truly his game. This series, you're playing off the catch. Your job is to shoot. Your job is to make quick decisions, and you're still struggling, man. You're still. It's not even just struggling, bro. Like this is historically bad numbers for an All Star. His field goal percentage for 6 games might be the worst ever from an All Star. I don't know that for a fact, but like it's got to be up there. 33% is insane, and yeah, it's not even just miss fast break dunk. There's a reason why he did that, right? It's because he's playing soft. He's not. He's shying away from contact. There was this play where um he just tries to go for a reverse finish when he had a clear angle to get like a layup. Like what are we doing, J-Dub? What are we doing, bro? Yeah, I don't know if Aaron Gordon is gonna be fine or not. Hopefully he is just for the sake of the game. But like, uh, and you know, MPJ was they've really had anyone on J-Dub. They're fine. They're fine with putting anyone on J-Dub. Whoever matches up with J-Dub first. Anyone who matches up with J-Dub first, they're completely fine with it. They do not care who's cross match on the J-Dub. Really, the entire Nuggets defense is like, As long as we get the ball out of Shea's hands, as long as we don't let Shea dribble the ball too much and let him get comfortable, we're fine with anything. We're fine with Chet 3-pointers. We're fine with Dort 3-pointers. We're fine with Wiggins attacking. We're fine with Jdub attacking. They do not respect anyone on this team offensively. And I think there's always been like a rhetoric around, right? Like, will this team be good enough offensively to not struggle come playoff time? And, we got pulled in. The offense was really good in the regular season. iHeart looked like a big addition, right? The defense was better than ever. But it's truly the same flaws. You only have one ball handler. Outside of Shea. And Jdub's just completely raw right now. He had 10 assists today, but I promise you he was not a great playmaker. He was not a great playmaker today. I mean, in all series, he's not been a great playmaker. He just doesn't know what to do with the ball most of the time against these type of defenses. It's insane. We were one of the best regular season offenses, and there's truly only one good player that the defenses respect. Do you know how absurd that is? And imagine this. Let's say if we get out this round. If the Denver Nuggets can do this, what can a team of actual athletic players, with actual personnel, like the Minnesota Timberwolves, who have Jaden McDaniels, who have Rudy Gobert, who have Nickeil Walker, like actual defensive personnel, what can they do? Right? That should be the biggest question. Because, again, Denver's playing a good defensive scheme, but a lot of teams can run something similar. A lot of teams can zone up. A lot of teams can force the ball to specific players' hands. This is not like some witchcraft that they're doing, right? This is something that teams can easily replicate. So that's exactly what it is. Jdub just doesn't know what to do with the ball. And the fact is, like, even without doing stuff with the ball, he just hasn't been able to shoot. He regressed as a shooter this year, but I didn't look too much into it. But if there's one saving grace, Jdub is getting to the line at a solid rate this series. But that's literally it. A 45 true shooting, bro. That is a 45 true shooting, bro. That's like rookie Poku level stuff, right? Like, sometimes we oversimplify stuff, and it just comes down to making the right decision and making the shot. And Jdub has been obviously treated like in a very positive way by the fan base. There's obviously like a small minority that's being loud on him. I've been always in the middle, right? I'm not gonna act like Jdub doesn't have flaws. I'm not gonna act like he, just completely messes everything up. But dude, it's really hard to, like. End of the day, the Thunder have one of the 2-3 best players in the world. They have the MVP. And the MVP has started to show up this series. He of course, Shea has not had the greatest series from start to finish. Shea's had a struggle with the series. But for the most part, now, last 2 games, Shea's completely shown up. And his second option is doing this. 16 field goal attempts for 16 points. Here's the thing. The one saving grace for Jdub will be that he has been insane defensively in the series. He's been insane defensively all year. But Snow Toyota, I asked myself the same question. Why is Jdub so why is he so always playing finesse? He's playing like Kyrie Irving almost, right? He's always shooting these reverses. Why does he not use his body? He is what? 6'6", extremely built. He literally gained weight to be able to take contact better, to be able to, finish better. And then he's doing stuff like this, where he's playing soft inside. I mean, there's a lot of things I can talk about this game, and I will. I'm not gonna just make this a Jdub brand session. That's not fair. The Thunder could have still kept this at least a closer game with a bad Jdub. They've done it the last 2 games, right? So it's not just gonna come down to Jdub, but like you just have to. I just had to start with this. Speak on Caruso tonight. Yeah. I'll speak to Caruso. Right now. Actually, I'll get back to Jdub. I'm sure there'll be like a lot of questions, a lot of comments about him. Yeah. Oh, I praised Jdub's free throw stuff, but he didn't even get to the line once today, so like that just adds more into the fire. Yeah, Michael. It is his second playoff run, but he's not like extremely young. He's 24. Shea was damn near the first option at his age, right? And I'm not Jdub. Jdub's not. It's not over for Jdub. It's not end of OKC tenure yet. It's not. It's nothing like that. He's still an amazing player, right? There's a reason why he made All-Star game. But like, he's had expectations. He completely failed them. He's completely failed them. And now this is again the Thunder played two extremely good teams in the playoffs the last 2 years, Dallas and Denver, and both series have basically come down to can Jdub be good enough as a secondary creator, and both times the answer has been no. We can speak on Shea, right? That foul was ridiculous. I honestly think here. I'm not trying to make an excuse, but the thing is, Shea plays so little in foul trouble. I don't even think he's thinking about that most of the time. And he had that third foul. He came back in. He played like 3-4 straight minutes. I think he completely forgot. Otherwise, he was not reached in. It was also frustration. I don't even know if it was a foul, honestly, because like I looked back at the replay, and I mean I didn't look back. Like the ESPN showed the replay, and it seemed like he touched ball. It didn't seem like it was clearly a foul. That was an insane. I don't know if the NBA if the ref should have called that in this situation. It did not affect the play enough. I will say one thing is that Nikola Jokic is insufferable to watch. And I don't say that about a lot of players. I don't complain a lot about other teams or like, just other players, whatever, they're complaining, the refs, whatever. He's insufferable. Insufferable. Every single time he gets touched, he's automatically flailing. Like someone just like elbowed his chest with like, I don't even know what to say. Like Caruso touched him when he was trying to swipe, and he just immediately throws his head back. Like it is horrible to watch. But yeah, Shea should have never reached it in the first place. If that was a foul or not, I don't really know. Again, I'll have to get like a better view on that. But can you explain what happened to us after the end of 12-point? Yeah, blowing that lead. I mean, first it was a momentum thing. Obviously, Shea gets out the game. It's also a thing that the team just. I mean, Jdub just couldn't create offense right there. He against his zone. Denver staying in the zone, and then Denver was staying in the zone, and obviously like Jdub struggled all game with all series of that, and then 3 minutes with crowd into it just got amplified even more. Thunder couldn't make open threes today. 11-40 again. How many bad shooting games are we gonna have to see from this core come playoff time? How many this is just not a good offensive team come playoff time. And when you look down on it, right, it does make sense. It does make sense. Outside of Shea, how many players do teams respect? The teams aren't respecting Jdub much. And he's a good offensive player, so I won't put him in that category. Jdub's definitely a good offensive player still. Easily your second best offensive player. But then even then he's a weaker second option for this level of team. And then teams are just not respecting any of these defensive guys. Caruso, and Wallace. Like there's not enough offensive minutes on this team, and then Mark just completely just gave up on Isaiah Joe's series. I think he did struggle defensively a little bit. In his minutes, but was it bad enough to get him out, to just get him at the floor in 2 minutes, just give up on him on a series? I don't think so. I truly don't think so. I mean, Denver doesn't have enough guys to truly attack to the point where you just take one of your best offensive shooters off the floor, man. And the thing is, at the end of the day, like I know Mark has believed in Joe in the past. I know Mark has shown that, but what was the point of the entire regular season? What was the point of paying him so much money if you just give up on him in these type of series, in these type of games? I agree. He needs to also make his shots, bro. You have played whatever 5, 10, like 20 minutes he's played all series. He's just not being able to make a shot. So that's also on him. You gotta force your way to play. But like you also need someone on the team who's just willing to shoot these shots, right? Jdub shot 4 3-pointers that didn't even make any, but like what annoyed me more was his hesitation from free. You cannot hesitate. You cannot hesitate when defenses are collapsing this hard and Shea. Chet's another person we can talk about. I don't think he played the worst game today. I don't think much was on him. I think he's done much better at like not forcing the ball handling. He had some good moments early, but he's also just not ready. He's just not ready for like a large role offensively, and that's not really something I'm like putting on Chet. It's just something about the team that we just don't have someone that's ready to really take a big role offensively, and Hartenstein's been very very limited defense offensively this series, and which is kind of shocking. They've kind of just played him perfectly. It's mainly the double big stuff. You can't really maximize Hartenstein offensively when he's playing with a number big. Uh, he 0 assists today. I think that shows that pretty well. He's been very limited as a playmaker. He's barely been able to get good shots up. Um, I don't think he went to the floater one time in the middle of the floor today, because he just couldn't. So, do you think we win Game 7? Yeah, yeah. I think we win Game 7, but like it's not. I'm not answering in a confident manner. It's just like believing my team in a way. I haven't seen anything the last 2-3 games that makes me like, yeah, they're definitely gonna win Game 7. Yeah, they're definitely the better team. They have not shown that. Lost 3 games. This is 3 games in a row. The Denver's outplayed OKC through the first 3 quarters. They obviously got bailed out. Game Not bailed out, but like they played very well in the clutch in Game 4 and 5. Came away with a win, but the bigger issue is you should never be in that situation where you're trying to rally behind when you're what a 68 win team. That should never be the situation. So yeah, Dor wasn't horrible this game at all. Dor was pretty fine. Dor didn't have an issue. I have to check what was the offensive rebounds this game. Not as big as game 5, but you still lose the offensive rebounding battle. I think the Thunder are. I think the Thunder 1-3 when they lose the offensive rebounding battle this game. No, game 2 was a fluke. Game 2 was a fluke because game 2, what happened was, first of all, Denver was satisfied winning one at home. That's obvious. Second of all, they ran the exact same game plan. They ran the exact same zone. Even throughout the series, they've been adjusting a little bit outside of their coverages. It's the same base, but they're tinkering through the gap and stuff, right? Denver just completely ran the same thing. So OKC exposed it, and they made a lot of 3-pointers. So, like, they just blew the game open. Game 2 was an outlier. For the most part, this is a 50-50 series. No clear advantage. The Thunder have been... just getting outplayed this many games in a row. Like, it's honestly as frustrating as getting outplayed in the clutch because we watched a 68-win team. We didn't watch it to be walked down by a 50-win team 3 times in a row. Yeah, this is gonna be a huge game for Jdub. It's not even just because of like, is he gonna get traded? Is that gonna happen? It's not even just that. Like, he also has a max contract. He also has a max contract on the line. This these next few these next. I mean, I can't speak in Game 7. I'm sorry. In Game 7, he has a max contract on the line. So, I believe in him, but huge game. No, the foul trouble thing is one thing, but Shea playing 34. The Shea rotations have to be better, man. The thing was, even before foul trouble, they took him out early in the first quarter. They took him out early in the second quarter. Even before the foul trouble became a thing in the late end of the second quarter. You cannot be in a situation where Shea's only playing 34 minutes, and that's after playing the entire fourth quarter. Shea only played 22 minutes in the first 3 quarters. You have got to put yourself in a situation where Shea's playing 20 minutes every single half. I mean, Game 7 he should be playing 21, 22. But honestly, I don't even know if he's accustomed to that because he just hasn't done that all year, all playoffs. We just haven't trusted him playing high minutes. I mean, the fact that Jdub played 38 compared to Shea, it's just infuriating. Yeah, no, Arvan, like that's the biggest thing. Like, win, lose, whatever. I mean not whatever, but like Win lose, like the way they're losing is so much more frustrating because this is a thing that any team can do. If we lost because guess what? The Thunder just happen to have no coverage for Nikola Jokic. The Thunder just have no way to counter against the Jokic and Murray pick and roll. They just don't have the personnel for that, even though they obviously do. If they lost because of that, whatever. They're losing because they cannot beat a zone. They're losing because of the stupidest reason. Every team can replicate. This would be this game 7 is maybe you can put it in the history books as one of the biggest Thunder games ever, top 2, top 3, because this is the easiest. This is not. I'm not just the easiest, but like, this is the most favorable path you'll have in a while. Hope maybe ever. You never know. You'll get this deep. You'll have this healthy of a team. That's another thing we're taking for granted. The Thunder are being healthy. The Thunder are fully healthy right now, right? Fully healthy, and we're playing a game 7. Like you cannot take that for granted. This is back-to-back years when you had a full health. We remember the Russ and KD days, right? Where Ibaka got injured, Westbrook got injured, KD got injured, right? That stuff happens. And then you just have to punt a year. They have gotten blessed the last 2 years for the most part. They have gotten blessed, and nothing is stopping them right now. This is their full team. This is their full rotation. There's nothing really against them right now, right? And they only have so many years where they're gonna have this deep of a team. This team where you don't have that many guys you're paying. You don't have that many guys that are on big deals. A very young team. You can't. This is I know it's a must win, but like I can't. This is like franchise changing. This changes the trajectory of the entire franchise overnight. This game on Sunday, man. What happened to the we won't let ourselves foul out strategy? Seeing Shea when he's yeah, I didn't like that. Obviously, you had to. Obviously, there was a point where you just had to sit Shea because of after you got that fourth foul, you obviously had to like get Shea out the game in the second quarter. Why did you take him out early in the third quarter after he started getting going? Shea was getting it going in that third quarter, right? And you took him out early. I guess you wanted him to finish the game off, but like he's already not played much in this game, man. He only played like 15 minutes in the first half. Like you had to play him more. I think some people asked some questions above. I completely ignored them because I was on my tangent. But like, yeah, the trade stuff will be available. I mean, if this core loses back to back years, there's it's not even just a core, right? It's like a team building strategy, right? Of having all these defensive slaying guys and just believing Shea can get it done. You're gonna have to change it up. You're gonna have to change it up if they don't get it done on Sunday. I mean, even if they do get it done on Sunday, you have to like reevaluate that because I mean, how valuable is playing this many defensive slaying lineups? There's only so much impact you can make defensively, right? Like as a team, you're gonna have to get another offensive friend next to Shea. You're gonna have to get him like another. You're gonna have to play another ball handler next to him, because I don't even know if Shea is like a natural point guard, and that's not in a bad way. Some of the best players ever are not natural point guards. Kevin Durant, Kawhi Leonard, right? They were insane playoff scores. Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan, right? They're not natural point guards. You probably just need to play another true ball handler next to Shea, and that doesn't mean you have to force minutes to like a bad point guard like Trey Jones, but like or like not even like a point guard, just like another true ball handler. Do you think if we lose this game and Giannis is there to think about it? I think no matter what, Giannis should be on the table. He's that good of a player. I'm not gonna think too much about the trade questions or like the off season right now. I'm so focused. I'm like so, all my energy is towards the series right now. But like, I don't know if Presti thinks about it because I know Presti wants like a team control, like a young timeline level team. But like, I think they should consider it no matter what, because an opportunity where you can put two of the three best players in the world together, and hopefully you can retain most of your core, like most of it. That's obviously always going to be an option. No, we really do need just again, like I'm saying, you just really need one offensive. You just need another offensive guy. Like like Joe and Wiggins are kind of like a miniature version of that. They're like two little options that Mark has when he really needs some offense. You got the two guys. You got those two guys off the bench, but they just need one guy, just one guy, where they're like no matter what he can play 20, 30 minutes. Like is it maybe it's a Cam Johnson, um, maybe it's like I don't even know. I'm trying to think of like another offensive player, but yeah, Cam Johnson would have been huge, but I'm not even gonna think about like external additions that much because end of the day, the Thunder could have, the Thunder should be able to win the series, and if their players were just executing right now, like 3 of 16, dude, 3 of 16. I'm gonna talk about Shea real quick. That was Shea played a great game today outside of the fouling, which also led to bad defense eventually. Also did lead to bad defense, but Shea needs to be more aggressive early on. There were like 2 or 3 one-on-one looks I think he got, where he just like try to force it interior, like make an interior pass. Maybe Mark told him that he wants him to look uh in the interior more. Maybe that's something he said, but like he needs to get more than 16 shots up no matter what. I do think he played really well today though for the most part. He was making all the shots. I mean 11 of 16 is incredible. Um he got to the rim a decent amount. He drew a lot of contact. He drew a lot of free throws. But he still needs to get more shots up. He still needs. There's still some. I think he's kind of got a little too scared of the 3 pointer. Which I know. I know some people are gonna get on me like I don't want Shea shooting threes, but like sometimes you gotta shoot those step back threes. Sometimes you gotta like just because they're just sitting on it. They're just like they're just forcing Shea to drive, and I mean not forcing Shea to drive, like forcing Shea to shoot the 3 pointer, and then um like playing the drive. So like yeah, Shea's gotta just get shots up no matter what. Yeah, no, that fourth quarter defense was insane. Like they were playing, they've been playing insane coverage on Shea all series. Fourth quarter, they literally 1 second that Shea broke the free throw line, put 2 bodies on him, because at that point in the game, the team couldn't make a 3 pointer, so they're just like Alex Caruso come beat us, Lou Dort come beat us, Jalen Williams come beat us, Chet Holmgren come beat us, and obviously it worked. I mean they missed what 13, 14 3 pointers in a row, I don't even know what it was. What was the point of desperately keeping Joe and then not playing him? That's my question. It's not even just about keeping Joe, but like, why did you value Joe? Like, I'm fine with valuing Joe. I think Joe's I know he's more controversial, but I think Joe is a good player. I think Joe's a good player. I straight up think that there's another thing that the Denver respects him. Denver respects him, and obviously he needs to also make his shots. But like the fact that Denver actually guards him, like it opens up a lot for the team. So I don't know. I just think you need to find a way to get him some minutes this series. Again, it doesn't always just come down to shot making. Like just give Shea some more space to operate. Maybe you can help the Jdub bench units even, right? Just play him for like maybe 4 or 5 minute stretches in the beginning of the second quarter. No, I believe Ryan. I believe. Oh, Wiggins was really bad today. Wiggins was really bad today offensively. Well, it's actually kind of funny. It almost feels like Wiggins is playing better on defense than offense, which I don't think I would have ever said. Um, yeah, like Wiggins played 12. I mean, Joe and Wiggins played similar minutes if you look at it, but like Joe only played the minutes until like the game was over, like 5 minutes left, and they just wanted to chuck up 3 pointers. So in reality, like Joe had 2 minutes, Wiggins had 12 minutes in the actual like high leverage minutes. So like I don't understand why Wiggins got that leash while they just didn't try to go to Joe. Again, Mark just feels like he's being like insanely too strict on him. It kind of felt like yeah, but I just feel like he's gotta give him more of a leash, just a little bit. If we win, do you think Minnesota tries to replicate that zone? Um, not maybe not immediately because Minnesota loves to play a lot of man to man. Minnesota loves man to man for the most part, but it's worked so well they're definitely gonna try it at some point. Game one, game three, they're gonna try at some point. And every team, this is now like the blueprint on how to stop this Thunder core, right? So like you best believe that every team's gonna try this at some point. Hopefully, if obviously they get more successful. Obviously, every team will execute it a bit differently. There'll be better personnel, worse, better coaching, worse coaching. It won't just be the same. But like, yeah. Every team's gonna try to take away the strategy. Like last round, Memphis kind of played like Dallas. Dallas did in the playoffs, which was basically like force Shea to shoot a lot of mid ranges, uh, gap, and the Thunder did really well that series because they were much better on attacks. Um, I don't think Memphis was a great defensive team either with their injuries. So again, this tape will be studied for again maybe game seven. I mean next round, maybe next year until they figure it out. You think our role players will play better at home? Um, yeah. No, the team has played much better at home. They game one they controlled all game two, they blew out, and then game five they obviously showed up in the fourth quarter. They played good at home this postseason. Even against Memphis, like they dominated the first two games and sucked on the not sucked, not sucked. They won the games, but like they were much closer on the road. So no, Harry, like no matter what, people can get on Shea. People can get on whoever they want for the end of second quarter, and I do think Shea should be at somewhat blame for putting himself in that situation. But like you were up 12, like if it's 5 or 6, it's one thing. But like you cannot just completely lose the lead, man. That was the game right there, honestly. Also, another thing, bro. Another thing. The Thunder have to make free throws. I don't know why Shea regresses as a free throw shooter so much come playoff time, but he's leaving too many. Shea's leaving too many points on the table right now. I feel like it's back to back postseasons where like just shooting 80% from the line. That's gotta change. The Thunder didn't get to the line at all today. Holy shit, man! 16 free throws compared to 32, and like it was no one outside of Shea. It was just Chet got fouled a few times, twice, and then Jay Will got to the line. Yeah, that's another issue. The Thunder just don't, and this will be something they have to do this offseason, internal development, whatever. They need more guys that put pressure on the defense that actually like draw fouls. Like Jdub improved at it, but he's still not elite at it for how much he shoots and stuff. But like all of these guys, they play pretty soft in the paint. They're not really vertical guys. They don't really draw fouls. Kaysen, Caruso, Dort, Hardenstein is like just shooting everything Hardenstein shoots as a floater, so he's never drawing fouls. So like, yeah, Jdub not getting a single free throw attempt on 16 shots, like, and that speaks more to Jdub. That's not like the refs screwed OKC thing. That's just Jdub's gotta play more aggressive and force the whistle to happen. Yeah, the offensive rebound stuff. It was so good from game two's game three, and game four, and then they've just completely lost it. They don't really have like a they don't they haven't really been able to adjust since. So yeah, I mean that sucks, man. That sucks, man. I'm gonna look at some takeaways also right now, just see what people are saying. But yeah, 10 of 43, man. Jdub has combined 10 of 43 the last three games. Maybe it's the wrist thing. He's been looking at his wrist also, but it's more than just a bad shooting. If it was just like Jdub, like okay, Jdub just shoots 20% from free for a playoff series, I can buy that as an excuse. He's playing soft. He's trying to do uh reverse finishes like that. That's not just a wrist injury, right? That's just playing dumb. That's just playing dumb. I mean, he scored 6 points today, man. Like wrist injury or not, there's something he's got to change about his process. No, that one pissed me off, bro. Like, maybe we can get the clip here. I think we'll get the clip, but yeah. Dude, how many shots did he miss in a row? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. He was one of his last 15 shots, man. Was it this one where he just like missed it, or no? This is not the one. I don't know how he missed this either, but like there was the one on Watson. I'm trying to find. It might be this one, maybe. Like, what are we doing, bro? Why are we like curving like our like pattern? You're slowing yourself down when you if you go up right here, Peyton Watson has to like literally push you mid air, or you get that finish because he's not going to be able to recover when you have that much momentum towards the rim. Why are you changing your like your direction there? Yeah, he literally forced himself in position to a point where I mean this is inexcusable, man. Like, and this is a big possession. This is a huge possession. Fun, uh, Thunder finally scored back to back. If he scores here, it's a 5 point game, right? And Denver probably calls timeout. Instead, he gets a block here, and I'm pretty sure Denver scores off this, or yeah, Denver scores off this. That's a 4 point swing. A 4 point swing of Jdub just changing his direction on a wide in transition, wide open. Davis Ray, is that for the entire postseason? Um, what's my confidence for Game 7? Like, if I had to go out of 10, like 7 out of 10, and I'm always someone who's very confident, especially about a team that has Shea on it. But like, they haven't shown me anything that makes me feel like this is more than 50-50. You know, like they have home court advantage, so they get the slight advantage here, obviously at home. But like, or even pass the Wiggins, but like seriously, just go up for it. Like you cannot do that. Like especially against someone who's athletic like Watson. You know, like literally a guy who is known for being able to recover. Like you can't do that. Um, yeah, I would be confident for Game 7 this if they were actually controlling the games. But yeah, yeah, we were also down 10 points early on, right? Yeah, 7-7 might be bold. I don't even know. It's like a five or like it's just like very. I'm not dooming. Yeah, I'm gonna stop playing that clip, bro. I'm gonna stop playing that clip. Yeah, that's we can check like this also. I want to check look at this real quick. What was our lineups like? Actually, that's pretty good. The Ched minutes. Yeah, Hartson was not. Jay will play a lot. Jay will play a lot of. Jay will play a lot of crucial minutes today. Yeah, I did realize that in real time. It was foul trouble also, but I also think Mark kind of trusted Jay Will a little more. Uh, Middle of that second and third quarter. But let's talk about what Jdub does do consistently. We can talk about that. Jdub has been great defensively consistently this series. He had that one insane play, like obviously, like uh on that inbound when Gordon was just complaining. But so what's up with Aaron Gordon? I'll search it up right now. What's going on with Aaron Gordon? Can Chet match up with Jokic at all? Probably not. I was wrong about that. I thought he knew he's not gonna get completely eight, but like he hasn't done good this series. They just want Chet like in help, right? They just want Chet in help and have him close to the rim. What, damn. Um, I think he probably not gonna lie. He might just play though. He might play, bro. He might play because like that sucks. That sucks because like he might just be playing injured now and like pull aggravate him more because it's a game 7. Like they mentioned like 2 days of rest. Jdub's slashing ability, man. It's like right now we're getting the worst of both worlds. First of all, we're getting a Jdub that isn't quick enough because he puts so much weight on. He's also like not using his weight, right? He's not using the weight on drives, and he's also not uh he's not quick enough to blow by. So like you gotta pick something, man. You gotta pick something. Yeah, no, Murray's sick, or I don't know Murray's sick. Murray, I'm not gonna say anything about Murray. Murray clearly is fine. Um, but MBJ like is clearly not 100%. Gordon is either not gonna play or not playing 100%. Like this series has been shit. It's been horrible. They've done a lot of bad things. But at the end of the day, you just come out and escape with a win. Come out and escape with a win, and none only so much of this matters, right? Just give yourself a chance. You're playing against Minnesota and then playing against New York or Indiana or Boston, whatever. You're playing an East team that's not that good. Just get out, bro. Like, there's no excuse for this game 7, man. You're being handed a lifeline almost with all these injuries. Yeah, no, the 2 days of rest does benefit them more, most likely. Yeah, especially when they're coming in OKC. Yeah, that's why you really didn't want. And here's the thing: no matter what, win or lose, that game 1 against Minnesota is gonna be rough. It's gonna be a quick turnaround. It's gonna be a really quick turnaround. The game will be Sunday afternoon, by the way. But yeah, everything's setting up right. Cleveland had dealt with some injuries. Um, and they got eliminated. The West in general did not have that many top tier teams. It's a very good conference. It's also not a very it's not like a clear like second like fatal to OKC, right? Tatum got injured. Boston just overall just been lackluster this year. Like why media game mark a pass on double bigs? I'll talk about OKC media real quick, but like I love Joel Lorenzi. I'm pretty sure he's awesome, but like they've got some tougher questions sometimes. I don't think we get a lot of value at times from Mark's answers. They're very repetitive. Yeah, this will, especially with how. I mean, we could look at like the loss. Giannis might be coming to the West, right? That's potential. Cooper Flag just came to the West. There's like so many. The Western Conference is only getting better, bro. It's only getting better, and a lot of these teams are young. Houston's young, Minnesota's young, Denver's not going to go anytime soon. Dallas, now, I don't even know what's going on. San Antonio's going to have like a monster, too big free, whatever they decide to build. Maybe get Giannis, maybe get Dylan Harper. Whatever they have, they have one money on by the end of the day. Like, there's Luca's in the West, like, with LA still, obviously, like, when we will be back, like, our style is over aggressive though, easy money snipers. Like it's very hard to like play away from that. I think Crusoe at time. I think in transition, you gotta stop the transition fouls, man. You gotta stop the transition fouls. They're so bad. There's like you put yourself in foul trouble. You put yourself in. You let them get in the bonus. Especially on Jokic, bro. Especially on Jokic, man, because Jokic automatically, he's gonna flail. He's gonna bait the shot attempt or whatever he wants. You can't do that. You can't do that at all. All right, let's see. All right, Ludor has to be placed. Well, shout out Step Back Shea, by the way, great account. Ludor has to be replaced by a significantly plus offensive player. You can scale Jdub down then and then trade him if he actually demands a max. Um, the door thing is it doesn't even have to be Dort, right? It just has to be someone else. And I mentioned it earlier. You need one more like extremely good offensive player, no matter what. And again, I don't know if it's gonna be Um, I don't know who's it going to be. It could be a Cameron Johnson type. It could be a true superstar. But like you need one more offensive piece against with this core. You just too many defensive slanting guys. It's only take you so far. Um, you can scale Jdub down then and trade him if you actually demand the max. Then I think scaling Jdub down is obviously like the ideal situation. Um, he's overtasked offensively right now, but like, he also just has to be better. Just the little things like shooting, like just decision making in general. I don't think that's going to change if you get Giannis or not. Colin, that's crazy, man. So should Mark's job be on the line if we lose Game 7? It definitely won't be, but should it? I don't know. I think Mark's regular season has been so good that like it's kind of harder. I know playoffs are more important, but like I think sometimes you just have to look at the personnel. Like yes, Mark has made some mistakes. Yes, Mark can do better with the rotation stuff. I don't think Mark has accommodated his best to the series. I think he needs to be the aggressor at times, right? Force Denver to play certain lineups, but like for the most part, it's just an issue on how the team's built. That's why they're not as dominant in the postseason. Do you think Mark benches Jdub and reduces his mind? No, no, no. Jdub's not getting benched. Why doesn't Joe get minutes? They don't. Um, Mark really just doesn't trust him defensively, I guess, and Mark loves to run defensive slant lineups. Really, really just comes down to that. I don't know much more. Yeah, it's like some of it's on Mark because like he can make the life a little easier. I think by playing certain lineups to accommodate them. I still don't think he's done a great job. Like the organized offense stuff, they're not running enough sets when they're playing in zone, and that's a lot of the reason why they go so dry at times. But like, I'm not gonna blame Mark right now. It's a lot of issues before that. If the Thunder don't win the series, do they make a trade for another star? I don't think they do, but I definitely would be. I don't know if who. I don't. It doesn't even have to be a star really. It just like gave me another impactful offensive player, and I'll definitely be in the Giannis conversation no matter what. But can you find an example in NBA history where a star has been double teamed and a co-star has performed as poor as Jalen Williams? Yes. Yeah, James. I literally talked about it. Hold up. I'll just say this right, so people know I'm actually like answering them if they asked. Okay, but yeah, I talked about it first. Like, Colin, that's crazy. Colin, that's crazy. But I'm doing Brandon Ingram, but no, true. J Dub's J-Dub's playoff performance, and especially in this situation, I tweeted like I think I have a tweet right now. I can pull it up right about. I have a tweet right now that said J-Dub's not even seeing insanely tough coverages. They're completely fine with him having the ball. A situation where an all star is like completely dropping down like this, like all stars completely struggling when the defense is not even focused like him is almost unprecedented. Like I can think of like a few examples, like maybe like Drew Holiday offensively in the playoffs, but like even then he's like a defensive slamming player, right? This is absurd to have this poor for series. Do you Jalen Williams gone after this season? No, I know. I think no matter what they give him another year. I think the only chance is like if Presti really wakes up and decides to trade for Giannis. Do you think Isaiah Joe was traded this offseason for a playoff guy? So I thought the same thing about Kenrich Williams, right? Thunder didn't play Kenrich Williams all postseason after playing him in the regular season. So like I kind of thought that that's a guy to move off of, but I don't know. Like it's really weird to see how Mark's trust really just shifts from the regular season to postseason. Like Kenrich Williams was a consistent 20-minute guy, right? Last year in the regular season, and then they just completely went away from him in the playoffs. Even though the Dallas series made sense for him. Same with Joe. Joe was a guy that relied on a lot in the regular season the last 2 years, and now he's just completely evaporated from the rotation. And again, it's kind of like another situation where like he feels like he would be a good he would be He'd be a good fit for the series. He'd be a good option in the series. But I mean, at this point, if you don't trust him in this series, I don't know what series you will trust him in, right? So I end of the day, like Denver's not a great perimeter offensive team in terms of they don't have like that many perimeter offensive guys. If you don't trust Isaiah Joe defensively against this team, when Jamal Murray is switch hunting, how are you gonna trust him when they play against the Lakers? When they play against um like the Warriors or like any team with like truly dominant like perimeter play? Like if you don't trust Joe in this series, I don't know when that'll change. So at least the starting five series is gonna be entertaining. I didn't think about that. I didn't think about that, but um. Do you think we make a serious move if we lose Game 7 or face the same struggle to a zone against Minnesota? I think no matter what, I'll keep saying this that Presti's gonna. I don't agree with it, but I think Presti's gonna no matter what run back the same core. Now, same core means Shea, Jdub, Chet, probably Dort, right? Because Mark views him that highly, and I forgot iHeart. Like they're gonna run back the same 4 or 5. Now the pieces around it, the guys like Joe, the guys like Caruso, Wiggins, Kenrich, those are. I mean, I don't think Caruso's on the table, but you get what I'm trying to say. I think those are the guys like that are gonna move if anything happens because like at the end of the day they have like this contract. They have like the contracts are lined up for Jdub and Chet. Chet's money to kick in 2027. So no matter what, that's gonna be our loss year of having that stacked up for rotation, like being able to play 8, 9 man deep. So. As much as I've dogged on Jdub, he's been excellent on defense. If he develops his offensive game, the upside's the bench, definitely questions to be had. Yeah, no, I mentioned this too, right? Like as bad as Jdub has been offensively, his defense has like remained like a saving grace for him in terms of like not just like him being able to play high minutes, but like just the entire discourse around him. He's like truly like one of the best defenders in the league, which like which makes you almost even more frustrated because like if he was just consistent offensively to like a slight degree, um, he would be an obvious max guy. But like right now, it's less about Jada honestly. It's just like he's just not the number two defender need. He's just not the number two defender need him to be. That's probably the better way to say it. Yeah, I don't like the Nuggets. No question. I'm just losing my mind. That's fair. That's fair. Why is existence suffering? Why does care bring pain? That's everything in life. Uh, how worried are you for Game 7? Game 7 just feels like exactly like going into this game. But worse, obviously, because they lost. But like, they're still not controlling the zone. They're still not controlling the defense. I really honestly, I'll say in the fourth quarter last game, I kind of bought into the hype, like that they might have been able to figure out the zones. Just Shea might have figured it out. I mean, Shea did figure it out for the most part. Shea figured out how to not like completely lose its mind, completely just like chuck up horrible shots. But like, no, we don't need to trade Jdub. We don't need to trade Jdub. But like, he's probably being overtasked, right? But like, we'll see when push comes to shove. We'll see like what decision they make. But right now it's just Game 7. You know, you're still one game away from being, you're one game away from being in a really favorable place. You know. All right. Even if we lose, I wouldn't trade him. I think no, I don't think. I think last year when the Giddy stuff happened, I was actually very vocal about it that I want Giddy traded because I felt like no matter what, there's no situation where this works out. Giddy needs the ball a lot in his hands. Giddy doesn't just fit with Shea. He's not good defensively. No matter what, sorry, no matter what, those things won't change. Even if he becomes like a better ball handler, better like higher IQ player, stuff like that, that wasn't gonna change. Even if you had to pay him, right? Here you don't have to like. Jdub's already like a top 40, top 35 player, top 30 player, right? Impact wise, so like there's no rush to like move him. It's just like I think the question more so this offseason should be like, how do you surround Shea? Not do we need to trade Jdub. It's like we need to get more offensive talent around Shea. Maybe that happens to be trading Jdub for Giannis, right? But like that's not gonna be the motive going to the offseason. That we need to trade Jdub to help Shea. No, you add around Shea and you keep Jdub. That's what the goal going into the offseason will be. Yeah, yeah. Jdub's a versatile player. He just he. It's just sad like that. He's this far away right now in terms of actually helping. Yeah. All right. Let's see if there's any new questions. What could we realistically go after player wise? I like the starting five, but still feel like something is missing. Um, here's the thing. I don't actually love our starting five in terms of like how they work together. I don't like in this matchup. I think double big works, but like in general, I don't love the idea of double big much. Um, yeah, it's really just like I feel like we mentioned Cameron Johnson so many times, but like you just really need a high volume shooter, and also there's another ball handler. I don't know who that ball handler is. Maybe it's like a could be it honestly could be Chris Paul. It's like a 15, 20 minute guy that you can pair in lineups to help relieve pressure off of Jdub in the non-Shea minutes or help relieve pressure with Shea when he's in the game. It could be a Chris Paul. It could be a you could go for like a more long-term guy, maybe like a Colin Sexton, something like that. But like, what do you feel of adding? Okay, that's an interesting question. A KD Booker guy. So KD's definitely gonna be if you go get him. That's like a 1 year, 2 year thing. Um, I'm probably off of KD, off on KD. Just it's not even just like the OKC part of it, but like I don't I don't think they'll go over a short term bet. I think Booker's very interesting. I think Booker's really interesting because like that's a guy who could really fit with that's a guy who could really fit with Shea really well in theory. Because I think Booker's actually like I know he's like not viewed as a traditional point guard, but like he's played a lot of that, and I think that he's a great off ball scorer. He if you can find a I don't know if you would be able to keep J Dub in that deal. I think you probably there's a way it would have to be J Dub or Chet. You would probably have to decide for at least past the season. You could do it for next year. You could get trade Hardenstein or something like that. But long term, you'd have to pick between them. I would love Booker, but as a Spurs fan, Chris Paul isn't helping you all if you're looking for a creator. That's fair. No, he played all 82 games though. But what would they even trade for Booker? Booker would be yeah. It would have to be. I don't know. It would have to be like J Dub or Chet, unless J Dub or Chet are not getting the max. But which I kind of again. The question is if they deserve it or not. That's fair. But like I think they are gonna get the max from some team. So like you probably have to pay them the max no matter what. Um, Topic, you guys mentioned Topic. No, I'm really excited for Topic as like a guy who Topic as like a guy who can like help who can help put ball handling on the floor next to Shea. He's probably like the first natural point guard, and I don't even think Giddey was a natural point guard. Giddey was like more of like a playmaking wing. He wasn't like he can't bend defenses enough to be a real point guard. I think Topic is like the first true point guard Shea will play next to since Chris Paul, honestly, which is really exciting to feel. Maybe AJ Mitchell, but like he hasn't really played much with him. So yeah, I'm really excited for Topic next year, bro. He's an insane talent. Quick first step, really quick first step. Really solid touch. He shoots like 80% from the line for a reason. Outstanding passer. Like there's a lot of things to be happy about Topic. I like the Michigan center. Is it Danny Wolf? Right? Yeah, with Danny Wolf. Yeah. It was on my timeline, bro. Okay. How many minutes do you think? Oh, this is a good question. Okay. Whew, all right. That's a lot of questions now. All right. How many minutes would Topic get? Would he fill AJ's role or have a bigger role? Yeah, actually talked about this a lot, like with some other people. That I don't know how Topic and AJ are gonna like how their minute battle is gonna go. It's gonna be really tough, assuming the Thunder don't like consolidate and like let's say like trade like Joe and Wiggins, right, for someone else, which is definitely possible. But like as of now, I don't know how both of them get minutes because I do think Topic will be a little bit raw, especially initially, because uh he's coming off an ACL injury and he's also like not a great defender. So it'll be like tough to play him like heavy minutes, right? He's probably going to be like a bit of a liability just early on. And he's also just not like a high level shooter. He can shoot, but like he's not like a plug and play type of guy. So I don't know how the minutes would go. I think it might be like he might get like redshirted year one. I wouldn't be shocked. Like he's so young. He's gonna be like 19 for most of this year. So or like part of this year. So like I wouldn't be shocked if he like kind of gets like the Usman Chang treatment where he just plays a lot in the G League. I wouldn't be shocked with that. But who do they choose between Jdub and Chet when extensions come up? That's another really good question. Again, you can pay both. You can pay both. And I think it will be paying both. But again, that's just like ruining the entire depth of the roster. You won't be able to trade for another star if it's those three. So the Thunder had 3 years to trade for a star. It was last year, this year, and next year. They have 3 years from 2023, 2024. I mean, 2024, 2025, 2026. Also, Chet's first year, but like we weren't good enough then, so that's not realistic. Thunder had 3 years to like have another star or like another max player. They didn't do it. So like, unless they want to do a 1 year rental next year, which they just won't do. Like Presti's always preaching about sustaining success. He's not gonna go for a 1 year rental. So they probably give max to both, but I don't know who they would prioritize. I don't know that. That's a good question. I don't know who they would prefer. They yes they can just like the way a CBA works. They'll be able to afford it because they're rookie maxes. They're not like the difference between rookie max contracts and like a different type of max. So like 25% versus 30% of the cap. Uh, if you're a Thunder fan, you should be praying that next year Jdub and Chet do not make All NBA. If Jdub and Chet make All NBA next year, not this year, Jdub might make All NBA this year, but that won't affect it. If Jdub or Chet makes All NBA next year, their salary will go up like a good 5-6%, and that'll make stuff a lot harder. What's the championship window look like? So with this exact team, it's 1 more year. 1 more year. Um, check recent tweet. All right. Okay. So will Chet's contract be less for not making All Star due to injury? Though contracts aren't based on All Star. For rookie maxes are just it's only All NBA stuff. So Chet will get that might be a negotiation thing though. I don't know if there's a chance the Thunder say like prove it 1 more year and we won't give you the max this year, especially if Chet's just not having some dominant postseason. He's playing fine for the most part, but like he's not being dominant. So I don't think Chet's like secured himself a max and also maybe negotiations like they could have some like, injury stuff. Um, I know Zion Williamson and Joel Embiid. I don't think Chet's injury history is as bad. It's just like two bad injuries, but like I know they have like injury clauses. Like you only get the max if you make All Star, All NBA, only if you play this many games. So like again, it might be that type of situation, but we'll see. I'm concerned about the zone defense. Even if we manage to win, the lack of creation is really worrying me, especially with Jdub providing almost no help. Yeah, yeah, the zone defense issues. Like I said, no matter what, this entire core will be saying this for years. And you get out the series, even if you get out the series, maybe if you even win this championship, this is gonna be a concern for however long until they like actually add some offensive help because that's very easy to replicate. This team gets flustered very easily under it, and yeah, Jdub just gotta step up. Um, what's the team shooting percentage at home? I can just check for this series. Hold up. I can just do this. Thunder shooting 40% at home. Uh, damn, yeah, that's a huge difference. That's a huge difference. What was the turning point of the game? I think it was the Shea four foul was definitely like the yeah RJ. I love that question. I love that question. We can talk about I'm on lay back a little bit, but like Chet's offensive game, it's it's much more raw than I think people think, and I think it's also because of the injury stuff, right? I think beginning of the year, Chet had kind of had it figured out. He was averaging 18 points. He was very efficient. He was very aggressive. My bad, this might be too close, but he kind of figured it out offensively. And hold up, and it kind of ended with his injury. He kind of got out of rhythm. By the time he came back, it was a double big lineup. He was dominating in single big lineups. He was dominating playing fast. And by the time he came back, it was completely gone. I think with full offseason, I think Chet could be a lot better. I think that uh yeah, I think Chet will be a lot better with a full offseason. I think he can return back to the beginning of the season play. But he's still so limited offensively. He lacks. I will say Chet has definitely lost a lot of strength and balance after through his rehab. I think he looked a lot stronger, a lot more, uh, like a lot more coordinated. I would say before his injury. So I think once he comes back next year, hopefully he's in better shape, and I think that'll be fixed. Win or lose, could we get some draft prospects on prospects you like to see us go after closer to draft? Yeah, call in. I got a lot of content. I got a lot of content ready, bro. I'm trying to do something almost every other day. Um, yeah, come draft time. Hopefully I don't have much time because like we're in the finals. But yeah, I got some draft content for y'all. Any idea why the best shooting team is kind of has kind of struggled from the line and free? Um, yeah, it's just like they don't have many like shooters that like actually they don't have a lot of natural shooters. I said the same thing. I know I'm repeating myself a bit, but like game 4 or 5 I said it. Like only Joe and like Wiggins are like true natural shooters to the point where like they're used to shooting a lot of shots. Like Jdub's not a natural shooter, Chet's not a natural shooter, Shea's not natural comfort zone. Dort's trying to become that. Do you think if you lose game seven, that'll impact what Presti does this offseason? I think it has to, right? Like not just because like it's one game, but because like if you win game seven, that might mean a championship, right? So like that's such a huge difference. If you lose game seven, back to back exits in the second round, back to back times you just completely looked for like back to back times you were healthy, you don't have any excuse. It has to make an impact. That has to make an impact. And I know Presti's very process based. I know he's very like he doesn't overreact, but he also knows like I'm only gonna have a player of Shea's caliber for so long. Who knows how long Shea will be playing at this level, right? Stuff is so everything's so unpredictable in the NBA. I can't take it for granted. He took it for granted with Kevin Durant. He didn't depart with his draft assets back then, and he has extra assets now, so he'll definitely do something. He'll definitely do something. I just don't know if he'll like involve Jdub or Chet like some people think. Any idea if Shea gets MVP before Game Seven? There's no word on that. There's no word on anything Shea MVP related. I don't know why. They've been very like they've been very quiet with that, but I, I will say most likely not because I think giving an MVP before Game Seven would be insane, especially on the NBA's part. Like the game itself is already so important. I think they're saving that for the conference finals. But do you think Shea's hit his prime right now, or can his game still go even higher level? You just have to see because with players like him, Shea's IQ will just continue to go higher and higher. He'll continue to become a smarter player, and I think uh, she has like a lot of room to grow as a processor, right? So like on that end, he'll definitely get better. But like, we'll see. We'll see. He still has a. We'll see how he ages athletically. He plays a very taxing style, so like but he's so skilled. He kind of could just like age pretty well. Also, like kind of like a Kobe before the Achilles, obviously. If you were a Nuggets fan, you would be. Yeah, yeah. Shea won't get MVP before Game 7, no matter what. Jokic got it after he went 0-2. Yeah, RJ, but that's another thing, right? Like, if you give it before Game 7 and the Thunder lose Game 7, that's also like a low point. So, no matter what, I just feel like no matter what, they're just going to move it to conference finals. There's really no upside by putting it before Game 7. So, even though I really want him to win it in front of the Thunder's home crowd, he still will because we're going to win Game 7 and he'll have the chance at the conference finals. But I think she has room to grow as a playmaker. Yeah, obviously. Obviously. That's what I mean. Like, we'll just have to see because he'll continue to get smarter. LeBron got smarter by his years. Curry got smarter by his years. Like all of these players, like if you match their processing peak, their IQ peak with their athletic peak, they're insane players, but they don't always match up. So you'll just have to see. Colin, bro. Colin, bro. Hey, do your thing, man. Do your thing, bro. What's up, Timberwolves enthusiast? Good luck on your conference finals. I think adding Topic next season will help because it gives them another capable player of setting the offense and handling the ball. Yeah, we talked about Topic a bit. It I I'll answer Matthew's questions because it's kind of related. Like AJ Mitchell's would the minutes help? Um, I think they could have. I think they definitely could have, especially in the non-Shea minutes. But like, he also played so little this year. He played. I just cannot blame them for not going that route. He's played so little this year. He's so inexperienced still. I know that's like a buzzword, but like he's a rookie, right? I don't think they could have played AJ. But I do think the AJ injury kind of hurt the Thunder because I do think if he did stay healthy this year and he didn't miss any time, there's a chance that he's actually playing like important playoff minutes for them and like actually helping some of the load they have. How confident am I in Game 7? I said earlier, but I said 7. 7. RJ, I will keep asking myself that, bro. This regular season offense really has fooled us twice now. It's fooled us twice. Like the doubts about the regular season offense by other fans continue to be right, man. It's crazy. I watched seasons of man. Best era of like the Timberwolves ever, right? Back to back conference finals. They were truly poverty before and got there, obviously. They had like 1 to 10, 15 greatest players ever. Garnett never got anywhere, but they deserve it now. Yeah, for sure. Hopefully we play well in the conference finals. I know you don't really know much draft prospects right now, but do you see us going after a shooter or a big wing type player? I think Presti will always go. I would not even be shocked. I really don't know what Presti because like last year I was like, there's no way Presti drafts 2 ball handlers, but he does, and AJ and Topic, and you can argue that Dylan Jones was supposed to be a ball handler too. So like basically all his players were like playmakers in some way, but I think it might be time to draft a big wing. They really haven't. I like Rasheed Fleming. Knuppel would have been so nice, bro. I love Knuppel, man. I was pissed we didn't get the Sixers pick because of Knuppel. So if AJ doesn't get PT because of just he didn't play enough this year, really, Harry. It's just too late to integrate him. We need a paint scorer like Randall and Giannis. Maybe not that, but like we need someone who can pressure the defense and draw free throws, right? Like no one look at the free throws, 16 for the team, and 11 of them come from Shea. That really just comes down to like no one else pressuring the defense. I'm confident we would smoke T-Wolves in the conference finals. Yeah, I feel confident against all these remaining teams to a very good degree. Obviously, a little less confident because the team is struggling so much in this series. But like, I feel good. Just it's one game now. It's one game. Yo, chill, Gavin. I think that's her name, right, Gavin? Yeah. Yeah, PJ's gonna be gone, so yeah, PJ could be an option, but the thing is, we really just need like I don't know how much PJ will change stuff because like he's still like I know he shot so well against us, so I know we have like a positive view of him, but like um he's still not really like a volume shooter. He's not really a ball handler. Like I don't know what PJ would change. Like Najee Marshall on the other hand, like he would Najee Marshall would somewhat mold me as like a bench guy because like he does legit ball handling off the bench. He does get to the paint a lot. Like I think PJ helps a bit with some for. I think PJ helps a bit with our issues, but like, nah. No, not PJ for Chet, man. Relax. No. PJ helps with some stuff. He helps with like getting a more physical guy, like a bigger wing. But like, I don't think that's the number one thing we lack. I think the main thing we lack still is like shooting and ball handling right now, outside of Shea. Young, I'm not saying 20%. I'm just a little more optimistic, but like it's not high. Like it's the lowest it's been. Like all series, I mean, it makes sense, right? After you go into game seven, you're not. I mean, you lose game six to go to game seven. You're never gonna be the most confident, but like, um, yeah, like they just haven't shown much. They haven't shown much to make me truly believe that they're gonna do. Is this gonna come down to clutch, man? This game even came down to clutch, right? I mean the fourth quarter, like it was a 5 point game at one point. Is this gonna be one of those other games? Six game and seven 6 time in 7 games, like whatever, man. All right, just pursue Cam Johnson. Yeah, it's just Cam Johnson, man. It's Cam Johnson will be like the number one guy we talk about all off season, and we kind of got played in the face. I will say I can say this with certainty. The Thunder had interest in Cam Johnson at one point this year. They had interest in Cam Johnson at one point this year, and I don't know much outside of that, right? But like I can just assume that like they lost interest or there was nothing else after that because they were so good, and I think there was like no need to really move the roster. I think Joe and Wiggins played so well in January, but like there was a point where they had interest in Cam Johnson, for sure. Flacco, you missed my prediction. I'm confident game seven. Yeah, I said 7 out of 10 confidence. I think they win. I think they win. I do think they've been much better at home all postseason. I do think Shade's finally figured something out against their defense in terms of like not forcing a lot of bad shots, being efficient with the ball, creating better looks. I think since the second half of Game Five, he's been awesome. This is 6 great quarters in a row for Shea, so that makes me confident. But the fouls lost us the game, obviously. Yeah, Shea's fouls, but I'm talking about just offensively. But even then, you can say the Shea foul stuff lost us the game, but you also can't just like lose a 12 point lead in 1 2 minutes without your best player. That just cannot happen, right? No matter what. Yeah, please get a game two performance in here, man. Oh man, back to back game sixes where like it feels like the Shea foul, like obviously much different context, right? But like the Shea intentional foul here to take him out for 3 minutes and a half, and then they obviously the PJ Washington foul, just so frustrating, man. Yeah, Colin, like yeah, you can't fold like that no matter what lineup you're putting. It could have been the all but it could have been AJ Mitchell and like Uzman. It could have been Brandon Carlson. It could be anyone. You can't just lose a 12 point lead in 2 minutes, just like that. Maybe Uz takes the leap. Maybe finally, bro. We are the best and worst team in the playoffs every night. It frustrates me, bro. I feel like that's what every team right now is feeling. Like outside of the Pacers, really, no one's had like a consistently good postseason. I mean Minnesota, I guess, but yeah. No, I don't understand why Shea took 8 shots in the clutch. Yeah, yeah. I was much more mad in the moment, but like now you look at it, that's crazy. That was a one good Jdub game all series, and now he's shooting 28% out of those games. Why is there such a long wait for Game 7, dude? It's the first time we've had a break all series, man. First time there's been like a break in action, break in anything all series. Like it's been every other day for the entire first 6 games. They deserve it. They deserve it. They deserve it. Flacco, I don't agree with that. I agree with the first point, but like I don't agree with the second. Like Shea should have trusted Shea more, I think, in the second half. But like first half, I think 2 minutes left. First half, you just had to like Mark's just thinking like okay, we can just like live for like 2 minutes, right, without Shea. Go up half like 7 8 points, be fine, right? So I think Shea like having a huge break in that third quarter was my real issue. But Lamp, you know what the annoying thing is? You're right. Jdub is having Mavs flashbacks, but like there's no good rim protector here. There's no good rim protector here. There's no reason why he should fluster this much. He's playing against a much worse defense, and this is more applicable to like oh my god, I can't say the word. This applies more to Jdub than Shea, because Shea's actually seeing these tough coverages. Jdub is seeing pretty easy coverages. The team the team's almost forcing the ball to him, on some of these plays. So like, there's really no excuse for this. I think at least Dallas played like a pretty tough defense and a lot of tough defenders. They had rim protection. They had a lot of stuff. Young bro, I'm praying, man. I'm praying, man. I'm praying, man. Jdub, it's crazy because like Jdub watches Shea play the entire time, but like he has no sense of pacing or no sense of speed or how to change it, which is like the big issue. Nathan, bro, I thought it's so crazy. Oh god, bro. First game, Jada goes 5 of 20, 5 of 20, and next game he plays a bit better. Game 2, he plays a bit better. He goes like 6 of 11, and he's playing a lot slower. He's doing a lot more playmaking. Game 3 absolutely erupts. Looks super crafty. Looks super comfortable. And then we're just back to rushing shots, and then it's not just rushing shots. He can't even just make a shot. It's like a combination of a lot of things. But like he's not getting tough coverages. He's not getting tough shots. It's just on him. But who would you like to play Game 7 bench wise? I know Crusoe didn't have the greatest offensive game today. He had like I don't know, only a one turnover, but I felt like more. Almost felt like more. But I would play Crusoe a ton. I would give Joe a chance. I would give Joe a chance in the first half. Give Joe a chance with Shea to end the first quarter. Give him a few minutes. How it goes from there, I don't know. But give him a chance to try to like figure something out. I would play J Will a lot in the Jokic minutes. I don't know why they play J Will in the non-Jokic minutes though. I don't understand like that decision at all. They played J Will for like 5 6 minutes in a row. Um, when Jokic was on the floor, and I was like, J Will's fine, but like that's not really the greatest use of your minutes, right? So you could have put Hardenstein or Chet next to Jdub and try to help him, but um, yeah, I would give Joe a chance. Kaysen was good for the first half today, and it was really bad in the second half. It was a really weird Kaysen game. He he was really dumb defensively in the second half. He just wasn't doing much defensively in the second half. First half he was awesome. He carried us in that first half, first quarter offensively. I remember, but I would probably just cut a bit of Kaysen's minutes, give him more to cruise him, get him to 35. It's a Game 7, get them high up there. Get Joe in the rotation, put him over Wiggins for first half today, uh, and well, obviously second half you adjust to the game flow. But I think you have to give Joe a chance in the series. What bench player do you think steps up in Game 7? Yeah, just give me what bench player. Give me give me Crusoe again. Give me Crusoe again. I know it's a safe bet, but like it feels like we got one like masterclass from Crusoe. We still have one more masterclass from Crusoe left. Hesitating on open shots. Yeah, I mean that's how you play gap and zone defense. It's because we don't have a lot of fast jumpers. Jdub's not confident. He doesn't have a slow jumper. He's somewhat slow, but like he's just not confident. Chad's a really slow jumper. Dort does a lot of putting the ball on the floor or getting run off. And Crusoe, Case, and stuff like that. They're not confident shooters. Still let Jdub run the offense when Shea is out. First of all, I don't think Shea should be out much in Game 7. It should be like at most like 5-6 minutes on the bench. You should be playing 42, 43 minutes. It's an elimination game. You're playing off a lot of rest. So Shea should be playing the entire game damn near, but like in those minutes where he's not. I guess you just put like a lot of defensive lineups out there without Shea. I think that's probably the bet. And if minutes without Shea, just put like all your defenders on the court. Put Jdub on the court, Caruso, Wallace, and just try to like blitz teams defensively. You're not gonna be able to score without Shea this series much. So just try to force turnovers. If Shea has to play 40 minutes, bro. He has not played enough minutes all series, man. It impresses me how much 7'1" unicorn gets blocked per game. Yeah, Chet around the rim, bro. He's gotta mature. He gets blocked by Murray. He's just not good at attacking mismatches at all. Either like not being able to drive on Murray, not being able to get the ball over Braun and off a putback. He gets the ball too low. He doesn't also have lift. Chet has no lift right now. I don't know if it's an injury or what, but like his lift is horrible. Like you'll also see like a lot of the times where he just misses these dunks. It's because he doesn't have enough lift. He's coming from too far. Like the one where Jokic fouled him. I don't know if he actually touched him, but like, yeah. Do we still double big if Aaron Gordon's out? I think you stick to the game plan. But I think it will be much easier to not run double big in like maybe in the second half, maybe in the bench units, if Gordon's out. Young, I just don't know if Joe's been that bad on defense either. Like has Joe? I've watched these games religiously. I look back at the film and Joe's had some few bad moments on defense, but this also doesn't feel like it's been so bad to the point where you play him off the floor. Like you're playing him off the floor before Denver even played them off the floor because they're scared of him getting played off the floor. I don't know if that made sense, but like you cannot be so scared of Denver doing something that they just haven't truly done. They tried to hunt him like 2 or 3 times, and it was like not much happening anyways. Yeah, I do think playing this type of the Thunder run man mostly. They run they went to zone a bit in the third quarter today to try to slow down Denver. I think it worked at times, but yeah, all this I don't know. Twitter lies a lot of the time, man. Like Murray's entire game is tough shot making. Joe is not that bad of a defender, bro. Joe literally held up on switches against John Morant. Joe like can get around screens pretty well. Joe is not that weak. Like he can do some stuff, right? Like if Murray hits that tough jumper, like there's only so much Joe can do. Like it's not. You live with Joe hunting Murray if it's that bad. He's not good enough of an offensive player to a point where you just play off your best shooter. Yeah, I 100% think so. Or just play Joe in like the non-Murray minutes, bro. Murray doesn't play like what did he play like? Oh, he played 42 minutes. That's a bad point by me, but like you can definitely find like a way to incorporate Joe defensively. I also just don't think you have to do these mental gymnastics. I don't think Wiggins is that much of a better defender than Joe, and he was getting minutes, right? So I don't know. I just want the same energy. Like I don't know. I really want someone to ask why Isaiah Joe's not playing the series. I want someone from the media team to ask why Joe has just been played out the series. Twitter already fired a coach and traded multiple starters. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Dude, I really thought we had a chance at that comeback too, man. That hurt. Yeah. I mean, Jdub could have like at least tried to like the Thunder were really good at trapping and pressure, and they got Jokic a few turnovers, and then yeah, Jdub couldn't hit that 3-pointer, which sucks, but it is what it is. It is what it is. How long have I been live? Damn, it's a while. All right, y'all. Y'all got any questions? Any more questions? I'll answer them. But it's getting late here. But I'll obviously answer any last questions y'all have. I love Joe, but I can't remember the last time he hit a free consequence. No, that's it. That is a thing. That's fair. Yeah, Joe hasn't. He also is not doing himself a service. But like he's had some chances in a few minutes he's played to hit these shots. He hasn't done it. I think if he did hit those shots, it would be much easier for Mark to just continue to play him. But like, you also gotta let the guy get some momentum. You gotta let that guy like have a chance out there. So I don't know. I don't want to look too much into Joe missing a few shots, but obviously sucks. Obviously, guys like the stream. If you guys haven't already, subscribe, all that type of stuff. I forgot to say that all today, but we're doing streams after every game. We're doing funner content every time. Joe free hit, like it was like 30 feet. Was insane. I think Jay will scored more than Jdub today. That's insane. Jdub scored more. Jay will scored more than Jdub today. How is that even possible? 8 points to 6 points. Are we serious? Oh god, bro. I didn't even know that was possible, man. Jay was actually playing games of consequence. I didn't even know that was a thing. Like I don't know if you guys remember last year. Jay was really bad against Dallas in the playoffs. I did not think he was actually going to be playing a big role, but he's improved so much. And I'm still shocked because like with the double big, I thought Jay will be kind of played out the rotation just because of how good they are. But he's been so good on Jokic. He's still skilled offensively. Like yeah, really impressive stuff by him, man. Yeah, yeah. Jay was honestly being like our third most consistent player. I'm not gonna lie. It's been Shea, uh, Caruso. I mean, Shea's not even that consistent, but like Shea, Caruso, and then Jay will really be the three most consistent players this series. Yeah, he's earned his minutes. Yeah, I don't know if I didn't have YouTube back then, so I didn't have like a live reaction or anything. But like, I was pissed that Jay was on the floor for so much, man. But yeah, this was another good game of playing a good defense on Jokic. Outside of like the bunch of his free throws made in the clutch, I mean, of intentional fouling, like you generally held him really well. He only got 14 shots up today. This was the one game where he didn't really turn the ball over much, which kind of sucks. But like for the most part, you did a pretty good job, man. No, yeah, yeah. I believe in this team, man. They are the better team. They they have they have Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. They have Shea. That's the biggest thing. They have Shea. They have the MVP on their team. I believe in Game 7 they'll figure something out. But you just gotta get off on a quick start, man. You can just cannot have another bad shooting game, man. 20. I mean, I don't think they shot once in Denver, so that's like my little cope. That was just like a road game shooting thing, but that's the thing that like I agree with you. Like they need to like improve their jumpers, but like they did this off season. They were a better shooting team to end the season, right? They shot more 3-pointers. Like at some point, like there's only so much this group of players can do, and a lot of it's just like you gotta get more natural shooters, more like um, you know, just players who are more natural shooters. Like uh, some players are born to shoot a lot of these tough shots, some are not. That's seriously a real thing. Yes, no, like we were actually our offense was not that bad in the first half. It was like pretty. After like the beginning of the first quarter, we really picked it up, especially in those Shea units. But nah, old enough to remember Jalen Williams would be the best player on the half. Yeah, yeah. Jay will need to improve his feet stuff because like he jumps a lot, man. He has like 4 fouls today, and like yeah, 4 fouls in 14 minutes. And it's just because he's jumping on pump fakes, and I know he's not tall, so like he kind of has to jump to contest a shot. But like most of these players aren't really like gonna finish over you, man. You gotta have some belief in yourself, you know. Yeah, it's really just feeling like home court's gotta be the saving grace here. Hopefully, you get a good home crowd. The home crowd was insane. Game 5, one of my favorite home crowds ever. Yeah, defense could not get any crucial stops. First quarter defense was ass. Third quarter defense was pretty bad. Fourth quarter they finally got some stops, but actually I think the fourth quarter defense was awesome. I'm not gonna lie. After like the straw for like Tracy McGrady little run in the third quarter, like Denver's offense was pretty bad in the fourth quarter. It's just like they just could not hit any shots. They missed like 13 3 pointers in a row or whatever it was. Like shit, bro. There's only so much you can do. Do you think we even have a chance at a chip after watching us consistently watch us play consistently average? Yes, but they have not played like a championship level team. It's just like the league right now is giving us a favorable hand. Did anyone say what was up with Shay's hand? Was it just a jam finger? I think it was. I mean, he shot pretty good after that, so I'm not worried. But I think no, I think it was a scratch actually. I think Shay got scratched, which is kind of funny. I think Russ like swiping down his hand, he got a scratch on him or something. Like might have been a jam ever, but that was probably it. All right. Yeah, where's Kenrich been? I don't know, man. Like they've just given up on Kenrich being a legit playoff contributor at this point. So all right, guys, I'm gonna call it. I'm gonna call it probably. I think I've said everything I had to say. I appreciate all of y'all for coming through. I mean, I guess Jdub had a great defensive game. Obviously, I appreciate all of y'all for coming through. Again, like, subscribe, all that type of stuff. I'll be. I might go live on Saturday, before Game 7, just to answer any more questions. Before Game 7, just talk about anything. A little removed from the game. But other than that, if you have any final questions, answer them chat. I'll try to answer them right now, or I'll just type my answer up in chat. Either way, but I appreciate all y'all for tuning in. Thunder gonna win Game 7. I promise you. So